Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat back and thought, why do I keep attracting the same kind of people? The same patterns, the same heartbreak, the same emotional unavailability, different faces but the same story. It's not a coincidence. It's not bad luck. It's not the universe playing tricks on you. It's your subconscious running the show. And Carl Jung warned us about this over a century ago. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Let's break that down. Jung believed that the people we draw into our lives are mirrors, not of who we wish we were, but of the parts of ourselves we haven't yet met. This is what he called projection. Think of it this way. You don't fall for people at random. You fall for people who feel familiar. And sometimes that familiar is actually the echo of a wound. Let's say you grew up feeling unseen, unheard, like your needs were too much. Now, as an adult, you unconsciously attract people who repeat that story, people who dismiss you, ignore you, love you conditionally. Why? Because your inner child is still trying to win the love they never got. You're not choosing from a healed place. You're choosing from a wound, hoping this time the ending will be different. But it never is, because healing doesn't come from rewriting the past with new characters. It comes from rewriting the relationship you have with yourself. Jung's concept of the shadow is central here. The shadow is every part of yourself you reject, suppress, or deny. It's the anger you've buried, the neediness you're ashamed of, the fear you pretend you don't feel. But here's the thing. What you suppress in yourself, you will seek or repel in others. You might be attracted to confidence, but it's really the self-worth you don't feel inside. You might chase chaos because calm feels foreign. You might tolerate disrespect because deep down, part of you believes you don't deserve better. The shadow doesn't stay hidden. It shows up in your relationships. If you're enjoying this content so far, and you're ready to take your understanding of the laws of the universe to a whole new level and stop living your life on hold, I've got something powerful for you. I've put together a simple, step-by-step guide that'll help you apply these principles in your own life starting today. Just head to the link in the description and start your transformation. Now, let's get back to the video. Jung never used the phrase attachment theory, but his work paved the way for it. Your childhood is the blueprint for your emotional life. If love was inconsistent, chaotic, or unsafe, you'll associate those things with intimacy. That's why calm, grounded love feels boring to some people, because their nervous system doesn't register it as love. You're not attracted to bad people. You're attracted to the familiar chemical patterns in your body. And until you heal the original wound, you'll keep seeking it out, not because you're broken, but because your mind is trying to resolve what your heart never got closure on. Now let's get really honest. Most of the time, you don't get blindsided by someone. You override your gut. You ignore the signs. You silence the part of you that knew. Why? Because being alone terrifies you more than being mistreated. Because part of you believes you have to earn love. Because walking away feels like failure, even when staying is destroying you. Jung would say this: you don't attract what you deserve. You attract what you tolerate. And you tolerate what you believe you're worthy of. The most dangerous part of this? The unconscious mind doesn't want happiness. It wants resolution. It's trying to finish the story, to finally fix the parent through the partner, to finally be chosen by someone who feels like the person who never did. But the only real healing doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from choosing yourself. So how do you break the cycle? The first step, awareness. Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming whole, not good, not perfect, whole. It means facing the parts of yourself that attract chaos, the parts of you that crave pain, the parts that seek validation over peace. Healing means becoming curious about your patterns, not ashamed of them. It means asking, why does this feel like home? What am I trying to fix? What am I abandoning in myself to stay connected to this person? And most of all, what would love look like if it didn't hurt? When you stop projecting, when you stop chasing people to heal your wounds, you finally meet others as they are, not as symbols of your pain. And that's when everything shifts. You stop needing people to rescue you. You stop tolerating crumbs. You stop mistaking intensity for intimacy. You begin attracting people who reflect your healing, not your trauma. So, what can we take away from this? Carl Jung believed that the journey of life is not to become someone else, but to remember who you are. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. You don't heal by finding the right person. You heal by becoming the person who doesn't need to be rescued anymore, by learning to sit with loneliness, by choosing peace over patterns, by turning inward instead of chasing outward. You keep attracting the wrong people not because you're flawed, but because a part of you is still calling out for someone to finish the story. But here's the twist. You were never meant to finish the story with them. You were meant to write a new one with you.